Welcome to the Crispy Year podcast. My name is Ellie, founder of Merseyside Women of the Year, and we're here today with Emma Abbasi, founder of Dear Bump. Emma, thank you very much for coming and joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. I've been dying to sort of see what you've been up to, and there's been a lot of things that you've been involved in and winning and all that kind of thing. So a little bit about in 2023, you are winner of Entrepreneur for Merseyside Women of the Year. I know it was a bit traumatic for you, dear, I believe, but what's it been like?
No, it's been amazing. So definitely at the time, I think 2023, we'd just kind of come out of lockdown the year before.
Yeah.
So it was a lot for me at the time because I didn't really spend a lot of time like networking until that point, I think. And I think it was one of your friends who invited me to the awards, and it kind of got me out of the house and got me networking again, which was really good. But yeah, I could not believe that I was Merseyside Entrepreneur of the Year. I think it took a while for it to sink in, and I mean, I was having flashbacks of the moment, and I had quite a lot of imposter syndrome, but I feel like the network and the community has been amazing, like the WhatsApp group and everyone just supporting each other, and also noticing how everyone feels exactly the same as well. Like every single winner had imposter syndrome, so it wasn't just me. I felt like that definitely helped to make me feel more like actually maybe I am entrepreneur of the year.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love about it, is the fact that I think if you did stand up there and go, oh yeah, I deserve this. For me, it's your reaction was exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
And because sort of like, you know, I know I'm going to say this because, you know, but I think the journey that you go on after that, and it's the connections that you make from it, you know, absolutely fill up my love cup, because I watch you all like a very proud mum sort of go off and do amazing things. And talking of that, you've done some amazing stuff with Dear Bump, haven't you? So just tell us a little bit about that. So people, because obviously I know a bit about it, but people that are watching this podcast won't. So just tell us a lot about what Dear Bump is.
Yeah, so I started Dear Bump 6 years ago, and at the time, so I had I had a traumatic birth experience with Charlie, and then I was about to have my second child. And I just left Unilever, where I was working as a scientist, and then I did my MBA. And I really wanted to start my own business. I had a lot of ideas. I had a whole list of ideas. It was just about choosing one, really. And yeah, after having that traumatic birth experience, I felt like I wanted to create a solution that helped women not to have the same experience that I had and have the information that they needed when they needed it. So I started Dear Bump as a pregnancy subscription box. So every month you get a box delivered to your house with information and products to help you throughout your pregnancy journey. I then kind of tried to grow that into more of a health service. So we added in the midwife support, so all of our customers got access to a midwife, and that really helped to give women that more, like, how do I explain it?
It's like immediate help, isn't it? Sort of like, you know,
because we found that women, they had so many questions and so many worries, and we wanted to help them in that sense. So having the midwives there to answer the questions was really helpful. I then did the Baltic Ventures program, so I did their pre-accelerator, and that really helped me to try and at the time I really wanted to build an app, so it made me realize like where my IP was, which was in that midwife chat data, because we were getting all these questions and through the midwife chat, and that was giving us information about what women wanted, what were they worried about, what were they not getting from the NHS. So I really wanted to use that data to build something that could actually help women and be more of like a necessity rather than a nice thing to have. So throughout the Baltic Ventures Pre-Accelerator program, I collected data. I did a lot of customer research and designed the Dear Bump app. So the Dear Bump app is a pregnancy app where women can learn about their pregnancy through educational content, through courses. They can then track their pregnancy and their symptoms, their mood, their health. And then the best bit is they can chat to a midwife in the app. So if they have any worries or concerns, they can get those answers right away from a midwife. So I built that last year and then launched in October, November time last year at Slushed in Camp Inverness on stage.
Which I was going to say, you were absolutely front and centre of that, weren't you?
Oh, it was mad. So obviously I built the app last year, it was ready to launch in June, but I was like, I can't launch an app. Like, who do I think I am launching an app? And everyone was like, but you've
very qualified,
but you've built it, so I mean, you've done it. I was like, who do I think I am building an app? I can't build an app. And I was like, they were like, you have built an app. So I was like, but it took me a while to be like, do you know what? I actually did build an app, and I'm going to launch it. Yeah. So,
come on. Well, and you've got to stick your elbows out and own that space. Come on, Emma.
Yeah, I know. It was an insane few weeks of imposter syndrome, but I then decided, you know what? If I'm going to launch it, I need to do it like big and like be iconic about it. So I went to like Liverpool Slush and said, like, how do you feel about me launching my app on stage? And they agreed to it. So yeah, I just got on stage and like did my 3 minutes, launched the app, and then I sat in a ball backstage, like, what just happened? But no, yeah, it's been amazing. Like, I built an app and I launched an app. Like.
But also, your son was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, so Charlie was watching in the audience, and he looked so proud of me. People took pictures of him. And then afterwards, he was like, I want to do that. I want to be on stage. And he actually went to Startup Grind in Liverpool, and he pitched an idea that he had. He was a bit disappointed by the stage because he thought it was going to be a big stage, like the one that I was on. But I was just so amazed at how brave he was, and that he wanted to get up on that stage, because to me that is still really scary, but
you've done it.
He's 10 years old, and to him he was actually excited. He wanted a bigger stage, but that was really cute.
I don't think you can ever underestimate the power of what children absorb from you, and also the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? So, you know, it's one of those that, you know, my son's 20 and he amazes me, but they see you and they're in that atmosphere and that environment. Yeah. You know, because you've done so much. So you did Slushed.
Yeah.
Then you caused a huge furore.
Oh, that was before Slushed.
On LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Just tell us about that.
Oh God, I knew this would come up.
Of course, we're not going to sweep that one under the carpet.
This could be a whole episode in itself. Yeah, so it was the Women in Innovation grant, Innovate UK, and I think it was around June, July, when we applied for it, and it was a long process. There was a lot of women. We were all supporting each other. There was multiple WhatsApp groups, women supporting each other with the process. We were all just eagerly anticipating the result day, and I can't remember if it got postponed or not. Most of them do, but when they released the result, they sent an email saying, like, a bit of context. So the Women in Innovation Award give out £75,000 grants to 50 women. And so about 1,000 women apply. So the odds of getting it are very, very low. But obviously, if you do get it, it's amazing. When they announced the results late August, the email said, we've awarded 25 grants. But there was no explanation. There was no, like, we've decided to. It was almost as if that was the plan the whole time. Obviously, my autistic brain was like, 50 is not 25. Like, that's not right. They said they were going to give out 50. So I then worked out, like, the odds of winning was something like 0.75% chance of winning. And if we knew that the odds were that low, would we have put that much time, effort in during the summer holidays, during school time? So I decided that I was going to do something about it. So I, like, contacted all of the female founders that I knew, all the WhatsApp groups I was in, and I was like, we need to post about this. We need to get them to reverse the decision and commit to the 50 grants that they said they'd give out. So I wrote a post on LinkedIn with the help of ChatGPT.
Yay. Good use of AI.
And and it just kind of went viral. So it didn't I don't know if I wouldn't say it was an accident. Like, obviously I contacted all of the people I knew to share it, to comment, to post about it, make some noise, and they did. So it just, everyone started posting about it. The whole of LinkedIn was just all about that, and people were like tagging Innovate UK saying you need to do the right thing. And yeah, it just went absolutely mental. I think I had about 8,000 new followers, like 8,000 connection requests, hundreds, probably 1,000 messages in my inbox. Like, it was just insane. For 4 days, we created a survey, we created a WhatsApp group, and after 4 days, Innovate UK decided to give out the original 50 grants that they originally said that they were going to give out, which was a massive relief, because obviously that was my goal the whole time. It was all about I just wanted them to do the right thing, and it wasn't about, you know, getting followers or getting attention or getting press coverage. That was all I cared about. And so when I found out that they were actually going to do it, I was just so happy.
And breathe. But it's like you say, it's about doing the right thing. It's not it's not about being in the spotlight. It's not about getting followers. It's about, you know, and also thinking that in the women's arena, you know, it's hard to fought for. It's
definitely the wrong group to mess with. Like, women who go for that grant, we are innovators. We are people who, we're brave. Like, we have started our own business. We've started from nothing. We're scientists. We're not going to just be like, oh, 25, okay. Like, we're going to fight for what's right. So,
but also it's a principle, isn't it? So, you know, if that funding's there, and for whatever reason, it is very much about, you know, and I think it is a brave thing to do, because you're challenging the status quo. Oh, okay then, we'll accept that now. And I think that's one of the themes that I love. I mean, obviously, you know, for me, about Merseyside Women of the Year and the finalists that are part of it, especially most of the women that I know that I keep in touch with don't take no for an answer, and don't take direction very well.
Yeah, you can't as an entrepreneur.
No.
Most entrepreneurs have probably worked in a big corporate environment. They realise that wasn't for them. They don't like following rules or processes that are not efficient, and they want to make something better, and they want to solve a problem. So it just goes with that. That's the personality, isn't it?
It is, because I think you have to have a certain tenacity to be an entrepreneur, to be a woman in business, and especially, you know, when you've got children and all the other stuff that comes with it, and that juggling. I call it being on Mummy Moon and being in Houston, which is at work. And it is a real big juggling act to get, and especially when you're running your own business, because we spoke before, didn't we? You don't switch off.
No.
You don't turn off. So then Slushed happened.
Yes.
And then
so I did the Baltic Ventures Accelerator program. So I did their pre-accelerator program, and I won their first prize in the pitch event. And so that was a £25,000 equity-free cash prize, and then I got onto their accelerator program, which was £30,000 investment. And then as part of that program, I had access to coaches, mentors, exited founders, masterclasses. There was like a trip to Helsinki. It was really good experience.
But full on.
It was so intense, yeah. It was honestly so intense. But and having a lot of opinions of like, you should do this and you should do that. But it's people who have been there before and they've done it, and they know companies similar to you who've made mistakes. So it's really good, because you don't want to make the same mistakes that they made. So it kind of, it does accelerate you. Yeah.
So one of the things that, the questions that I ask throughout the theme of Crispy Ear is, I say women need 4 things. They need a network, information, money, and self-belief. Because for me, over the years when I've worked with businesses, and mostly women, for me it's like those 4 pillars of, if you've got one of them missing, it's like a 3-legged stool. If you've got 2 of them missing, well, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So out of those 4, which do you which resonates with you, and just
what
see
resonates
what you feel?
honestly, like, I love those four. Like, it just makes so much sense. But I think the hardest one for most women is money, but it's the hardest one to talk about as well. I think for me, the one I've always had is probably self-belief. I mean, I don't know if I've always had it. Well, I always have had it deep inside. So, like, growing up, when people have said to me, like, you can't do that, or, like, what makes you think you can do that? I've always just been like, well, why can't I? Like, I've always had that inner knowing that I can do whatever I want to do or whatever I choose to do. If I decide I want to be this type of person, or I want to be a entrepreneur or a scientist or whatever, I know that I can do it. So that's always made me feel easy to be brave, because I know, like, if I fail, or if it doesn't work, if I take a risk and it doesn't pay off, I still know that I can just go and do something else. And I think, yeah, definitely for me, like, self-belief. And then information, I've always had that. Like, I love to learn, and being educated obviously gives you more awareness of, like, what you are capable of and what you can learn. And, like, I'm a learner, and I get excited from that. I think money's just the hardest one to talk about, isn't it? Because there's so many, like, factors that come into it. And obviously being educated, having a career, like, the self-belief, you can get a job, you can always have money, but it depends on your life stage as well, doesn't it? Like,
it does,
if you're single, if you're married, if you have children, if you have a mortgage, you have to obviously put your financial stability first before you can't, like, obviously when I started my business, I was financially safe. But if I was in a different situation and I had a mortgage to pay and I was a single mom, and, like, it maybe would not have been as easy. So obviously money is so important as well.
But I always say money comes in two bits, and especially for a woman, I'm really surprised how many women don't have their own money or access to their own money. But there's business money and personal money. Yeah. So when you get a bit further down the line of life stages, it's like, you know, when you get where I am and you start looking at pensions and stuff like that, it's like, have you sort of, like, you know, do you have a pension? Are you thinking about it? And probably when you're 19 or 20, you don't. But money for me, and quite a few of the women that I speak with, is it's choice and it's freedom.
Yeah, definitely. It is definitely. Yeah. Especially, I think that's why it's harder for older people to quit their job and start a business, because you have to be financially, like, you have to put your financial stability first. You need to be able to pay your mortgage, pay your bills, feed your children. It's a big risk. Whereas if you're younger, in your 20s, you don't have any of those responsibilities, it's easier, I think, at that point, to be brave and go all in as an entrepreneur.
Well, if you haven't got cats and kids, you've got nothing to worry about, have you? You've got nobody else to feed.
Honestly, if I had no responsibilities, I'd probably live in my car, or I'd sleep in the office.
This is it, isn't it?
Because I feel like I have very, like, I'm very low maintenance in that sense. But because I have children, it's a different story. I have responsibilities. I have to put a roof over their heads. I have to feed them. I can't just sleep in my car or sleep in an office.
So where are you now with Dear Bump?
Yeah, so
we haven't spoken about National Enterprise Women's Week, which I didn't even know was a thing, but it is since 2023, and Alison Cork, and you were part of that.
Yes. So I was chosen for the National Women's Enterprise Week Accelerator, which was 4 days in London in June, and so that was 4 days in London, and so they chose 5 startups, 5 scale-ups, and then we had, like, sessions with mentors, really good networking opportunities, and then we had, like, a pitch event at the end where I was one of the winners of the pitch event, which was amazing. But it was just a really nice week to, like, reset and refocus and, like, get my priorities, because I'd just been to Kenya, like, a week before, so that was, like, a nice break and, like, a nice rest, and then that was diving back in straight into an accelerator, back to work, focus.
So where are you now? Where's Dear Bump now?
So now we are focusing on the app. We're about to launch an antenatal course. We've just launched a return to work transition course to help women return to work and feel prepared for that. And we're just looking for partners now. So maternity brands, pharmaceuticals, anyone who wants to reach pregnant women, educate them on anything related to pregnancy, postpartum. And yeah, we're just looking for partners at the moment.
Because that returning back to work
Yeah.
is a real big, you know, if you're talking about around self-belief, your confidence, if you've come out of the workplace and then you're going back in,
Yeah.
your confidence sometimes, because things have moved on. You've been on Mummy Moon.
Yeah, definitely.
I know when I wasn't off for very long when I had my son, but then when I went back, I didn't look at any business news. I was just too busy. And okay, it was a massive shock for me because I was 41. Yeah. But things move on so quickly and so rapidly. So
especially now.
Yeah. So to have that help to ease you back in of...
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was kind of two things. So I didn't really become brave until after I had children. But my confidence in that first year after I gave birth, my confidence was at 0. But then I realised, and I got my confidence back. But I feel like I never really started making decisions for myself until after I had children. So I became a lot braver and a lot more like, it doesn't matter what other people think. I'm going to do what I feel. I think it's about intuition, isn't it? Your intuition develops during pregnancy because your brain changes, doesn't it? And I think it could also just be like, well, if I can give birth, I can do anything.
Absolutely.
That's nothing compared to giving birth. So I think it just makes you feel like more capable of what you can do and what you can achieve.
So what's that, the course that you've got? Is that to sell into businesses to help women transition back in, or just
it's purely,
to the women?
I mean, businesses can buy it if they want to, but it is mostly, we're focusing on the user, so the pregnant women. So antenatal and hypnobirthing course is coming soon, and then the return to work course as well.
So you're looking for partners that want to get any of their products in front of...
Yeah, products, information, awareness around anything related to... Because we just want to give women evidence-based information, make sure that they have the information they need to make informed decisions. So anything related to like building awareness around vaccines, like why you should be vaccinated, things like that.
Because there's a lot of misinformation out there, isn't there?
Why you should take vitamins during pregnancy, prenatal nutrition, things like that. Anything that helps women to have like a safe pregnancy. So yeah, just maternity brands, products, information, anything through our channels. So obviously our channels are the app, social media, email, and the boxes themselves.
How many users have you got on the app?
So we've had around 2,000 downloads this year.
That's very good.
Is it? Yeah. I don't know, actually.
Well, I think it's true that without that app, there's 2,000 women that wouldn't
that's true.
have the information. And I think sometimes late at night, when there's no sort of health available, you know, okay, you can ring the walk-in or whatever, but that's not necessarily, they're going, oh, you're just pregnant.
It is amazing, to
send yourself into a bit of a spiral.
It is amazing to see the users, like we can see the questions, well, I can see like what women are asking and seeing the midwife chat and how many women are actually being helped. It's quite like, it's insane to look at that and be like, wow, like I created this and I'm helping all these women.
But also there must be some really powerful data in there. Yeah. And, you know, that collective data surely, because women's health is really, really underfunded, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why I started why I built the app in the first place, because I want to be able to work with researchers to be able to look at the data and be like, how can we improve these outcomes? Like, how can we reduce all of these different conditions that women are suffering from? Because there's so many conditions and there's no research behind it, there's no data, there's no cure, there's no explanation, there's no treatment guidelines. So I really do want that to be like, that is my vision, is to like improve maternal health outcomes by using that information.
So if you had to go back to your younger self, and that's obviously why the Crispy podcast is called the Crispy Ear, and you had to give your younger self a crispy ear about what it is that you know you need to do this, because now with hindsight, as we all know, is a wonderful thing. What would you tell yourself?
I think it's like, it's okay to change your mind and it's never too late. So it's never too late. Like when I was 18 and I went to university and I studied chemistry, but I wanted to do maths. And I thought, I can't just drop out and start again because that's a whole year of my life that I'm going to lose. But actually, a year of your life is not a lot. But I thought it's too late to do that at 18. But then actually when I started to after I had Charlie, and that's when I was like, actually I can do what I want. Like I can have a baby, I can quit my job, I can go back to uni, I can start a business, I can retrain as a software engineer. Like, it's not too late. Even if I was to change career now, I still have, I mean, I'm 35, so I still have like 30 years before I retire. I could be a teacher for 30 years, I could be a doctor for 30 years. Like, it's never too late. And I think people, when you're so young, I don't know why, but you think like, oh, it's too late. And it's like, you're only 18, it's not too late.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? But is that something that maybe you were told, or was that something you told yourself?
I think it was just the perception. I think it was definitely influenced because my brother did change courses a few times. And I think it just seemed like it was the worst thing in the world to do. But looking back now, it's like, it's not actually that big of a deal, is it, to change direction? At that age, you don't know what you want, you're still learning. You don't have to have it all figured out at 18.
No.
And you don't have to follow the path that you think you're supposed to follow and that other people tell you to follow, or that society puts pressure on you to follow. You can just listen to yourself. And I think I ignored my intuition a lot when I was younger, and it was only really after having Charlie that I started to like listen to my intuition and actually do what I felt was right. So,
and sometimes it is having the trust in yourself, isn't it, to sort of like make those brave decisions and to make that next step.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It definitely. So we're now almost at the end of the podcast now, but fast forward 5 years. Where's Dear Bump? Where are you?
Well, hopefully I'll be, either making millions or I'll be retired. I don't know. Like, I've always actually wanted to go back to university again. I just really like learning. And I think if I do exit Dear Bump, so if I sell the company, I would probably end up, you know. I do want to do a PhD as well. Like,
oh, wow.
I think I just like to learn and I like to solve problems. Whatever I do, it'll have to be iconic.
And it definitely will, because if nothing else, I mean, obviously over the last 3 years, because like I say, I do watch what people are doing, because I'm very, very nosy, and I think I am very nosy. I am a nosy bitch. So
I do like investing as well. So I've been investing in startups and female founders. So that is something I would like to do more of as well after I sell.
Because there isn't enough female investors. That market is really tiny. Yeah. So whatever you do, Emma, I'm absolutely certain it will be iconic and it will be amazing, and I'll be watching.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for all your time today. Thank you. I've really enjoyed our conversation, and so just to let other people know that things move on and you take those opportunities when they come on, and that's exactly what you've done. Exactly what you've done. So thank you very much for your time. Do you want to just tell us your socials?
Yeah.
How, if people want to get in touch?
It's Dear Bump _ app on Instagram. So, or just Google Dear Bump app.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll put it on the bottom of the screen as well. Well, a really, really technical person than me will do that. I'd have to write it in pen, so it'd be rubbish then. Thank you very much, Emma. Thank you very much for coming along today. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. This has been Ellie Kerr with the Crispy Ear Podcast, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.